Now we are joined in studio by Jon Snow, a hip hop artist. Jon Snow, welcome.
It's good to be here.
Now I know that a lot of people will have the question, what is the motive behind the name Jon Snow?
Well, Jon Snow is actually a movie character from this series, Game of Thrones. It was actually my favorite character. Like the way he portrayed himself in the movies, I could easily relate to my life. You know, that's actually how I live. I'm a rebel, I'm a warrior, and I'm into, new things. I don't stay in one place. I like to do a lot of things, and above all, I like being humble, despite having, links to a lot of things, a lot of influential people, and stuff like that.
It's interesting, a humble, rebellious warrior.
Yeah.
All right, I want you to explain to us what is hip hop about, because you are a hip hop artist yourself, confirm?
Yeah.
So what is hip hop about?
Well, hip hop is actually a culture. It's more like a religion, but not for people who are worshiping but it's a lifestyle for people like me. It's actually a complete package. It consists of, fashion. It's not all about the beats, because when people hear hip hop, they think it's all about the beats and stuff like that. But for people who are in the hip hop industry, it's more like a complete package. It comes with the dressing, the way you talk, the way you walk, the way you handle yourself around people, and the vibes you just bring into the world.
Oh, that's interesting. I actually had no idea. I actually thought it was just about,
Nah.
rhyming and just saying a few things.
Born in the system, I had to break out the second cruise. Kadzira young, it's the house of last town. King cool, coldest playboy, I am king in the north. I live my life on my turn, follow my own advice. Nigga got deep meditation, looking for the cash for the paycheck. Ndikuvaka art ndiro one kungi no. I don't wanna die.
So I'm sure there's some parents that maybe didn't let their kids know. But what message are you sending out to them?
Well, actually, I can say for those that were deprived of not watching the movie, for me, it's actually like I just portray myself in the same way, but it's not like I'm taking everything that was in the movie, but I'm just portraying myself, being myself, I'm putting myself out there, just like, the way the character did. So for
was
those,
he a good guy? Was he a bad guy? Oh, he was a rebellious, humble warrior. Is that what we can say?
yeah, but in a good way, actually, because,
Oh, in a good way.
yeah, like for those that watched Game of Thrones, I can say almost 95% will say is their favorite character, because he was just that cool, Plus
But
he
you
had
might
the looks
actually
and shit.
tempt me to watch Game of Thrones.
Yeah, you should actually check it out. And the guy was handsome too.
Oh, okay. Oh, so okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should ask if you think you're handsome, but tell us, how long has music been a part of your life?
Well, I can say about maybe 5 years now, and with the country that we're living in, opportunities they're a bit low, so for you to make it in the industry, especially in Zimbabwe, you have to work hard, you have to put in extra effort, getting my links with a lot of people, because if you say you can make it by yourself, then you'll be lying to yourself and the world. You actually need a lot of people, a lot of connections and links. So yeah.
That's interesting. So how did you come to realize that music was your thing?
Well, it's more like a calling. When you have a calling, you don't understand how things happen, but they just happen, and you just find yourself in it.
So do you have memories of yourself as a kid, maybe singing in church or at school, or, like how did it develop into what it is now?
Well, yeah, actually, I was in the school choir during my primary days. So yeah, I guess it started when I was a bit young.
Okay, so what singles or albums do you have to date?
Well, I actually Recently dropped an EP like 3 months back. It has 13 tracks, and I have like 9 singles released and about 6 more that are coming up.
Before we go, I'm going to ask you to give us a few bars, like just throw in a few things for, people at home to get to know you and understand what your music is all about. But before we do that, so tell me, if it wasn't for music, what else would you be doing?
Well, to be honest, I can't actually think of something. Well, besides being an artist, I also do model management. So yeah, I guess if I wasn't an artist full time, I would probably be doing that.
Oh, so you're like what, an agent for upcoming models?
Well, I actually own the agency. I have an agency called Purpose Modeling Agency, and I actually won an award this year for Best Modeling Agency 2022 Empire 263 Awards.
Oh wow! Well, congratulations.
Thanks.
So you're a man of many talents.
Well, you can put it that way.
Okay, so let me take you back to music. I know you mentioned that there are a few challenges in Zimbabwe, but what can you mention as some of the challenges that you face in this industry?
Well, in order to make it, you need exposure. You need a lot of exposure. So for that to happen, especially if you're not doing some other work out there, it's hard, because the people that market the content that we create, they require money, and they need finance to sponsor for all of that. Okay. So yeah, I can say financial challenges are the main challenges that most artists face, especially in Zim.
So you have to have something on the side that you're doing to kind of support until you get to a level that...
Yeah, actually that's how it is in the industry. You actually have to have a way of funding the dream, because for most artists, being an artist is a talent, and for me it is a dream. So yeah, if I'm gonna make it, I will need finance to sponsor my dream. So
you actually have a song that you did where you were dissing Voltz. Tell us about that.
Well, it wasn't actually a diss. It was more like a challenge. Looking at Voltz Jt, well, his music is good. He's not bad. But comparing myself to him, I can say I'm actually better. So I was just putting up a challenge for him to prove me wrong, if he can do better than me. Well, for me, it's actually the lack of exposure that's stopping me from going places, achieving a lot of things. But if we were on the same level of, exposure and all that, I would say I'll probably be somewhere more. And, besides all that, I can confidently say I'm actually that good. Well, I'm not supposed to sing praises of myself, but I know
you gotta have confidence, right?
Yeah. But for me, it's more than confidence. I actually believe in myself, and I know I'm the best.
Oh, that's it. You know what? I love this. So some people have said you've got a voice like Holly 10.
Yeah, actually.
And they're like, okay, you're trying to imitate him, because you're coming in now. Is it like, give us your comments.
Well, on that issue, if we were to measure, like when I started singing, maybe I started singing before 10. And way in 2019, when Holly 10 was in Cyprus, we used to actually chat on Instagram. He would update me on his music and everything. So it's only that he got exposure before me. So obviously, if I entered the industry now, everybody's gonna say I'll just sing like Holly 10. But for me, even when I'm talking, you can hear that I've got a deep voice. And it's not my fault that I have a deep voice. It's just a gift that was given to me from God. So people can say that I'm imitating Holly 10, but his art and my craft is actually different.
Now I get it. I'm confident that Jon Snow is not an imitator of anyone.
He's not an imitator of anyone.
Heir to the throne, Dini Jon Snow. Ndakabva kunorth, ndakananga zvangu south. Tambira pacentral, zvinhu zvisina kumira po. Full transformation pakazongotika miracle, Jon Snow. Jon Snow.
right, so if there's a young boy or even a young girl out there at home and they're like, you know what, I want to try and get into this. Listen, I know you spoke about the challenges, but definitely there must be some good things about what you do. What advice would you give them?
Well, in Zimbabwe, most parents, they don't understand music that much. You know, for most parents, even if we were to ask any other artist, probably the parents starts up accepting the talent after you have actually achieved something. You know, for parents when growing up, they have their own vision. Yeah, it's like whenever a baby is born, they have, if it's a boy, if it's a girl, they have a vision that they set for the child. That's why you see they give suggestions like to try out doctorates, you know, lawyers and stuff like that. But it's actually the person who knows himself or herself better than the parents, because it's actually them. So it's up to them to decide what they want to do. The parents are just there to, you know, guide the children so that they don't end up making wrong decisions. Because for some kids, they get into these things because they want to, you know, have that lifestyle they see other artists living when they don't even have the talent. And I'm not saying it's bad, but some people end up doing it for the wrong reasons, you feel. So yeah, if you have the talent, then you have to pursue your talent and make sure you're heard. That's all I can say.
That's it. So if you have the talent, pursue the talent. And I know I loved what you said when we first began. You said it's a lot of work. You have to work hard.
It's more than that. It's actually a lot, you know. I mean, like a lot.
A lot.
Yeah, especially in the country that we're living in, opportunities don't rise like that. So you actually have to make opportunities for yourself. That's actually another way you can make it.
So what interesting stuff do you have coming up? Should people go to your YouTube page? Should people, do you have a new single that's coming out?
Well, that track, challenge track I did for Voltz, it's not out yet, because I'm releasing it with a video, and I actually did the video last week, and it's supposed to come out in about a week, and from there people will see some
items.
Yeah. Because plan something for them.
That's cool. So yeah. I said I was going to ask you to drop a few bars for us. So can you give us something that people at home can be like, right, I can't wait to see this new track that's coming out this week?
Yeah, I actually did another video for this track of mine called Open Heavens. It's one of the tracks on my EP. And yeah, so they can expect that as well. So I can just do a little bit of that.
Yes, please.
Okay, so Jon Snow. Ndoda kufamba nendege visiting Indonesia. I do it all with my gang. Ngoya mutweni ndi blaze day and night till the tese. Go blaze ndini Jon Snow. Working every day ndoda more. Running fast, don't wanna fall. All the fake people gotta go. Talk straight, no metaphors.
Hey, give it up.
Yeah.
Well, that's it, Jon Snow. Me, I'm a fan already. And thank you so much for coming to hang out with us today.
Anytime.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, we are coming back shortly after this.
I had to break out the second the young, this the house of last town. King cool, coldest playboy, I am king in the north. I live my life on my turn, follow my own advice. Nigga got deep meditation, looking for the cash for the paycheck. I don't wanna die, and